So there's a little buggly worm that's been eating through all of this, and he's eating it through, and he's pooping out all of this dust. Look at it. So when you're cutting logs normally, and there you go, that came from there, it's a log slice, so you've got to cut it somehow. So I thought if I cut them down like this, normally this is a vip blade, so it's a deep blade, not very sharp, it's not the sharpest, but there you go. And rather than ripping that way, I'm ripping them that way. Now this sounds a bit mad, but let's just look at my shavings. My shavings are more like that. They're more the fibrous. They're not just dust. And that's what I've got in there. It's working. It really is working. This has been in here for about 20 minutes, half an hour. It looks like a brownie, doesn't it? Look at that. Anyhow, leave it there a bit longer. Chop a bit more wood. In my tidying up and sorting out, I've got to get that out of there. I've got this floor from a church piece, and I'm cutting it up into planks, as you can see, but not just willy-nilly cutting it up. There's a really nice joint in here I want to show you. It's a tongue and groove. There's one. What I'm doing is I'm actually cutting I'm trying to make the saw cut in the middle of the tongue. So I'm careful how I'm cutting it to keep each piece straight. So this is in the way, it's too big. It's over there. I'm tidying up, making firewood, trying to do jobs as well. And in this state, it's no use to me at all. It's got holes in it, it's got screws, it's got all sorts. So what I'm doing is cutting it into planks, and then I'm going to cut it down, cut each piece down, cut the triangles off. They'll go in the firewood, because the chances of me needing a triangular end are very slim. So I'll cut those off, but I'll also leave a little bit on for snipe, so I won't exactly cut it off there. I'll probably cut this one here, so it leaves it quite long. Then I can go 45mm to the snipe, which might just meet that. So actually, the usable piece of timber here will be from that hole to this hole, watching that hole and watching. So actually, that's not bad, and it's 1 inch thick. There you can see the tongue of the next piece of wood, which is there. So as I say, I've made the cut. I've made the cut so that it's, there you go, you can just see a little bit of trace of the glue on there. So that's good. That's good. Means that it'll be roughly equal amount to take off this side, maybe a bit more off here. But that means I'll be saving a lot of this oak. It's a shame it was screwed down and plugged. But hey ho, that's what they did. But I'll be able to use some of this. It is small planks. It's not big width stuff. It's small planks, but useful still. And firewood bits, which is useful again. So it's basically converting it into usable timber from weird shapes. So clean your bandsaws out, because they need it. Get all the dust and muck off. Looks great. You've got to do that frequently. Don't leave it too long. And don't leave it like this. I mean, the extraction's working. This one was blocked. I think I need to do a bit on this bandsaw. I love opening it and seeing the layers. It's like sediment. It's like those rocks at the beach. The cliffs. All the different woods. What have we got in there? There's some walnut in there. There's some oak. There's some maple. Loads of pine. Oh, cherry. Loads of cherry. The top bit's all cherry. Oh, looks good. Love it. we've had a bit of a crocodile incident and I've had to bring it in for repairs. Some of this isn't, actually it's the one that isn't screwed. I couldn't get to screw it because it's underneath all of this. Right, some of these are screwed later. You see they were glued and then screwed later. You can just see those sneaking in. That's why some of it survived and that one hasn't. It's doing all right. The joints are working pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I managed to, this was split when I originally stripped the piece down. And I've looked for joints and there isn't any joints in that, so I don't want to cut it down anymore. It's nice the fact that it's got this lovely grain. It looks like it was an awkward shaped bottom step, one of these triangular ones, to go around angularly up to the pulpit. And I've cut the one side off, I've cut the other side off. They've ended up in the firewood. See, and there isn't that much in the firewood box. So it's not like I'm wasting a lot. I'm just tidying ends up and corners. But I've got this lot, which actually looks pretty good now. All cut different widths, because they were different widths in the plank. So they're all cut down nicely. This is an interesting one. This is the bottom step. That's why it's rounded both ways. Again, it's a single plank. That could be used for something. So I've not cut it to length because I don't know what it's going to get used for. It's got a couple of holes in, but if you watched the previous videos, you've seen that, you know, quick repair on these. It's 100 years old oak. You know, it can't be wasted. So you can see where the structure was here. This was the visor, which was glue blocked on. But then these screw holes, they nailed, sorry, they weren't screw holes, they were nails. They nailed carpet onto the top of the oak. Carpet. They nailed carpet to oak. Ridiculous. But there you go. And then there's some little bits like these which we could get used for something. I don't know what, but they're still useful. So that's the sort of level I get to. I won't burn that, but I will burn bits like this. It's about thinking about doing the right thing for the piece, isn't it? And wood's expensive now, so I'm going to make something really special with these. I feel that could be some sort of Welsh stool. I think it lends itself to a nice three-legged stool, and I think it will be. I think people would love the fact that it's had a previous life. So I might think of some sort of ecclesiastical stool. We'll see. These might get used for boxes. Those, I've got plans for next year. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. You'll like this. Right, next job.